In the winter of 1940, London was a city under siege. The German Luftwaffe unleashed nightly bombing raids that turned the capital into a burning inferno. Known as the Blitz, these attacks sought to crush British morale by reducing its landmarks to dust. Among the most threatened was St. Paul's Cathedral, the heart of London's spiritual and architectural identity. Designed by Sir Christopher Wren and completed in 1710, its magnificent dome dominated the skyline, a symbol of endurance, faith, and national pride. To the people of Britain, losing St. Paul's would mean losing a piece of their soul. On the night of December 29, 1940, the Luftwaffe launched one of the most devastating raids of the entire Blitz. Over 24,000 incendiary bombs fell across central London, igniting over 1,500 separate fires. The area around St. Paul's, Ludgate Hill, and Paternoster Row became a sea of flames. Smoke and sparks filled the air as fire crews struggled to contain the inferno. Journalists and eyewitnesses described it as the second Great Fire of London, eerily similar to the catastrophic blaze that had destroyed much of the city in 1666. Amid this chaos stood a small group of men known as the St. Paul's Watch, volunteers tasked with protecting the cathedral. Many were ordinary citizens, architects, clergymen, even retired soldiers, all trained to fight fires and guard against bomb damage. Armed only with buckets of sand, stirrup pumps, and sheer courage, they climbed onto the cathedral's roof as bombs fell around them. Every ember they stamped out, every spark they extinguished was an act of defiance. Then came the most perilous discovery of all. An unexploded 500-kilogram German bomb had burrowed deep into the ground near the north transept of the cathedral. If it detonated, the explosion would have destroyed not only St. Paul's, but several surrounding blocks. The area was quickly evacuated, and the task of defusing the bomb fell to the Royal Engineers Bomb Disposal Squad, led by Lieutenant Robert Davies and his team, including sapper George Cameron. For 3 excruciating days, Davies and his men worked in freezing conditions, carefully digging around the bomb. They could hear the dull thuds of distant explosions as other devices detonated across the city. The tension was unbearable. The bomb's fuse could have gone off at any moment. Finally, through sheer precision and bravery, they managed to extract the deadly device and load it onto a lorry. The slightest vibration could have ended their lives, yet they drove it slowly across London's empty streets to Hackney Marshes, where it was safely detonated. The resulting explosion tore a crater over 100 feet wide, proving how close St. Paul's had come to annihilation. When dawn broke, Londoners awoke to a sight that lifted their spirits across the nation. St. Paul's Cathedral still stood, its great dome rising proudly above the smoking ruins. The photograph of the cathedral surrounded by flames, taken by war photographer Herbert Mason, became one of the most powerful images of the Second World War. It was printed on front pages around the world with the caption, "St. Paul's survives." For their extraordinary heroism, Lieutenant Robert Davies and his team were awarded the George Cross, one of Britain's highest honors for bravery. Their courage preserved not just a building, but a nation's hope. In the years that followed, St. Paul's became a symbol of resistance, a reminder that even in the darkest nights of war, the human spirit could not be bombed into silence. Thanks to those few brave men, its dome still stands today, gleaming above London as it did in 1940, a living testament to courage, faith, and the will to endure.